Welcome to the Rangiora Gardener. So it's now the third day of spring, and I thought I'd do a bit of an update of video of the front lawn section of the garden, and then I'll do the back lawn tomorrow. So we had a -1 degree frost this morning. That certainly sorted a lot of things out, but it's a beautiful clear day, and you can see by the look of the sky it's just spectacular here in Rangiora today. So this is the front gateway, and on the side I've got a couple of totara trees here that I grew on from seedlings from Totara Park outside the old Cobb & Co. They were 1 inch when I started them, and they're now probably 10 years old now, growing quite well. I don't know what I'll do with them when they get too big. So this is just up the right hand side of the section. So I've got 3 different Fujoa trees here, each one fruits at a different time. So I've just given them a little bit of a prune in the last few weeks coming out of winter, just to stimulate a bit of growth and open up the trees for the birds to get in and pollinate. Next door here I've got a cherry tree. That one is a self-sown one, so I'm not too sure whether it's a flowering cherry tree or whether it's a fruiting one. We'll soon see. So I've got a couple of patches of rhubarb here. They're just starting to poke their head in, so I've mulched them up with some compost. Pretty rough stuff, but it breaks down. They're pretty heavy feeders. I don't take anything off the section. It either gets trimmed up and mulched up and put back on the garden. So not the flashiest looking garden, but that's the best organic method I can come up with. And here we've got early potatoes, so they're rockets, and that's they'll start poking the heads through shortly. Just got to keep an eye on them so they don't come too quick and then get frosted off. And got potatoes on that one as well. Billington plum putting on a really good show. That's well in full flower now and starting to attract the bees. The bees just started coming out today. They're all over the place, so that's really good. I bought this as a pollinator for the Amiga, and we'll get to the Amiga shortly. So through here we've got one of those really spectacular yellow trees. I don't know what it's called, but by gee, the bees love it, so I just keep it trimmed back. It gets quite big. Another one of the self-sown pears here, this one here. So that's 6 years old, and I'm expecting it'll fruit shortly. Next door to it we've got the what's that, elderberry. See that's budding up real good. That grows real quick, so it's just a bit of cover and a place for the birds. And here we've got a nice little tree there. What the hell is that one? Can't remember. And down here I've got gooseberry and the comfrey. So I've got comfrey in front of most of the fruit trees. Coming around here we've got the fig tree, and that's a prolific fruiter, and I've just let it seed a couple of them, so I've got a couple of offshoots here that'll probably fruit this year. Next door to it is the Nashi pear or Asian pear. Huge fruit and huge fruiter, so a very young tree, but by gee, it does produce. And that brings us back out to the driveway. So this is now at the back of the glass house. We've just had this built, delivered and assembled. So I experimented with a couple of different seeding crops this year, and I'll just give you a bit of a tour there. So in here I've got a cutting of a boysenberry. At the front there we've got beetroot and spinach, snow peas ready to go in the garden. I've got red peppers, avocado, onions just starting to pop their heads through, and I've got some heritage lettuce and cucumbers there. I've got snow peas there, and you'll just see the first of the flowers have come out, so they've grown all through winter, and now that we're getting a bit of heat, starting to pop away. Spinach, baby spinach there, and mixed lettuce that we've been eating for about a month. And here we've got carnations, just for a bit of variety, and the tree here is a strawberry tree. So you'll see today started off with a frost, and here 29.1 degrees. I'll just go around the rest of the garden. So we come out and got my bird feeder here. This is a grape we bought for us from Flemington Ave. Some friends of ours let us rent a house till we got this one, and it was just such a beautiful grape that I took a cutting in. That's what we've got now. So these two units down here are the bumblebee houses, so they should be starting to get pollinated. 500-gallon tank here that feeds off the patio, and I use that for watering the garden. So along here is my wildflower garden. That nothing's coming much through there, just the daffs, and I've got a few bits of borage, lavender and tansy. So this is my bee garden, so it's all mainly blue, and the bees just love it. So got a couple of camellias here. The bees have been all over that this morning, so I don't know whether there's any pollen on it, but they're certainly going for it. And another one in the corner. This one here is a persimmon or persimmon tree. We had that given to us from my daughter's in-laws. Quite a mature tree. It fruited well last year. It's been transplanted about 6 weeks, and I think we might have cracked it just by the look of those buds on the end here. I think we may have just been successful, so I'm keeping a close eye on that. Got a kowhai tree here, just a couple of flowers just popping out, which is really, really cool, and that'll start, oh yeah, you can see there's a bit of leaf there. So I've got raspberries down the bottom, and another persimmon tree there that I bought 4 years ago. I just moved it this year, it done nothing where it was, so let's hope that we haven't waited too long. Over here we've got some thornless raspberries, blackberries, and I'll be training them up the fence, so it'll be good to see how they go. And here's the pride and joy, is the Omega plum. This is the first year. We got a few fruit off it last year, but it looks like it's really going to go for it this year. So this is my little food forest in the front lawn. And here is one of those hybrid peach trees. That was last year's Father's Day gift from the kids. So that's looking really good. And here we got a apricot. It's called a tomcat. So it's a cross between. No, it doesn't tell you there. It doesn't tell you what the. It's a cross between two of the most popular in Moore Park, and I'll think of the other one shortly. So I bought that from Woody and Nurseries as bare roots, and it looks like it's just popping into life. I can just see some buds there showing some sign of activity, which is really encouraging. And next door to it is our this one here is a black boy peach, and a huge fruiter. So it's only about 3 years old, but really, really does fruit well. And the fruit is just like a dessert fruit, although traditionally they're pretty bland, but not these ones. They're excellent. And next door is my all-time favourite fruit. It's the Golden Queen, normally grown for canning from Watties, and all around the world they can that fruit, but it's my favourite fruit. Down here we've got some black currants, and we've got the other version of the Nashi pear here, so that's another present from the grandchildren, and that's looking good. We got about 2 fruit off it last year when I planted it, but now it's looking really, really good. So these both fruit at different times, and then they're 2 different types. I think there's one astringent and one not, so I don't know which one's which. So that's basically it from the front lawn, and we'll see how I'll do this again in a month. and give us an update of what it looks like. So that's coming down our driveway, and it's the glass house there. So until next time, we'll catch you later.